Hello and welcome, Frankie Kington. Another Sunday morning discussion. So today we have decided that our discussion is going to be on collaboration, on joint ventures, and how we are applying this principle to our work and to our coaching. So, Frankie, could you please elaborate on why it is valuable, why it is necessary to collaborate with others?
Hello, Maria. Hi. It's nice to be on again with you on this YouTube channel, having another YouTube video and talking about important topics, not just ourselves, but for the viewers and for everybody around us. And the important topic what we're talking about today, as you said, is about collaboration. And it's a great topic. I feel that people need to understand what the word collaboration means and the importance of a joint venture. Now, I feel if you're an entrepreneur or you're in business, and it's important to understand the different titles. And an entrepreneur is a person or a business person who takes calculated risks to make money. Sometimes that calculated risk means that we have to do other different ventures or other different, businesses. And you know yourself, Maria, that a lot of ventures, what we do in businesses, take a lot of preparation, take a lot of time, take a lot of commitment, take a lot of sacrifices, take a lot of determination, and then persistent and being consistent with everything. But as you know, Maria, as you growing and as you get more experienced in your business or an experience as an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur or whatever you feel your title is, you get a lot more work and a lot more tasks and a lot more jobs to do. And sometimes we cannot do everything by ourselves, because if we do, we get burnt out and we get tired, or we make more mistakes, or our business falls, or we don't do the business. So I think it's really important. And when we're talking about joint ventures, we're talking about collaboration, we're talking about people who can really work with our business, see the future, see the vision of our business, know what the plan is, know what the marketing and what the structure is in going forward. And now they can help with their skills to support your business venture or your business idea. So it's like delegating certain aspects of your business, which you might not be your strongest point, or you might not have the strongest skills, but you look for a person or a joint venture where that person has the skills and the necessary tools what you need for your business, where you can come to some kind of agreement with a contract that you can work together in partnership in a business. So
could you give an example of a good collaboration, please?
An example of a good collaboration is the business plan. When you're collaborating, you have an amazing business plan. When you're collaborating, you know exactly what the collaboration is about, what the two parties are doing, or what the gentleman is doing, or the lady or the person is working with you, what their role is in the business, what tasks and what skills have you delegated to that person, how you plan to move forward. So you do like a business plan, you do like the financing, you do like the forecasting, you do all the necessary topics and attributes to say and information what you need in an amazing business plan. Well, everything is planned, tasks, goals, deadlines, targets, when we're going to meet them. Everyone's clear on what they are doing. And if people don't know what they are doing, they have to be clear about why they don't know what they're doing or why they're struggling with it. So it's about meeting deadlines, it's about meeting targets, it's about that person being left alone and getting on to do what he does, and you being left alone and getting on to do what you do. But each week you work on what you've done and what you've achieved and what results you've got, Maria. It's really important to get results and to get tasks and all your skills done, if not on a day-by-day basis, a weekly, on a monthly basis. And it's meeting and delegating with them tasks that you're completing them step by step, together working in partnership. So you have to have this real relationship of give and take, this real relationship of really knowing that person and trusting that person to do what he's delegated or told to do in a very professional manner. And you've got to be really open, you've got to be really honest with each other. And you've got to really tell people what the struggles are or what the problems are, what difficulties we're having, so we can both move forward and solve that problem together. And you know what they say, Maria, yeah? When you have problems or difficulties, sometimes 2 or 3 heads or a lot more people working together can solve a solution a lot more easier and a lot more professional, where you can get more results done and get things moving and ticking along very nicely for your business.
So would you be able to give an example of good collaboration between 2 specific businesses, for example, or several specific businesses, for example?
Yes. Communication. I think communication is really important. Yeah. Delegation is really important. Planning what you're doing on a daily basis. Maybe you can talk about what it is that you're doing on a daily basis. What plan have you put forward to carry it out? Maybe ticking off or using like a billboard on a whiteboard to put down what tasks you're going to do day by day, what you're going to complete, maybe deadlines, maybe dates. Then you see, when you come to the dates, you ask, have you carried out the task and the skills what I've asked you to do? And if you haven't, you explain why you haven't done that. And then you say, right, how can we help to move forward? We move on and set a next date and try to complete the next date and make sure that task and everything have done. I think a success checklist is really important. If you can have a success checklist with your business and your joint venture of what needs to be done, you can check and tick off the checklist. Has this been done? Why has it not been done? Right. We need to work on why it's not been done. Then we go back to it and we make sure that the checklist and everything what we do in the checklist is been done. If it hasn't, or you're having problems to do that, maybe you need to go back and have a look at the business plan, or go back and look on what it is, why things aren't getting done. Do we need more people to work with? Do we need more skills to learn? Do we need more training? Do we need more mentoring? Do we need more coaching? So I think that's really important to make sure that what you're doing, Maria, is getting done. And if you can't do it, you might be a reason why you cannot do it, or you might have taken on a little bit too much, Maria. So I think you've always got to check in and be honest with your joint venture or your business partner. Tasks are getting done. If they're not getting done, you've got to step backwards, have a look at the plan, and say, does the plan need to be structured, or things need to be done different? And maybe you can bring professional people in, you have a bit more experience, you can mentor and maybe coach and say, right, this is what needs to be done. Maybe we can help you here. So always ask for help, Maria. Always ask or find the right people who are more experienced than you, because that's really important. You can help where there's problems or there's situations failing or not going right with the business. You don't mean to give up, you know, we've all got to learn and grow and learn from each other. So honesty is really important, Maria. Honesty and trust is really important.
Would you be able to give us some examples of joint ventures? A real life example, for instance.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now of a joint venture. So just happen to say you want to set up an event, just happen to say you're a public speaker like ourselves. And you know, Maria, when we've done events, everything has to be set up properly. You know, Maria, that sometimes we don't have the skills to do a presentation or set up a screen, and especially if you've got a couple of hundred or 1,000 people behind us. So we make sure we've got the right people for that event who know exactly what we are doing to help us and support us with that event. So just have to say, you have a person who does all the presentations, or does all the screenings. He's the one who takes care of that before the event. He's the one who makes sure the slides are all in the right place. He's the one who makes sure everything's working and communicating. Then you may have a person who's giving out name badges. He's the one who checks all the name badges and puts the names together. He's the one who ticks a register to make sure everyone's coming in on time. That's that person's job. Then you have people as well who may be serving drinks or giving out booklets. He has to make sure that the people are in, and he gives out the books and makes sure that every person has a booklet. Chairs, people have to make sure chairs are put out. You know, food, caterers, you have to make sure the caterers are in place and everybody knows exactly what they're doing. So it takes a team to make an event, because we can't do it all ourselves. And I remember once Bill Gates was doing a massive Microsoft event, and he had everything in place, thousands of people all over the world looking at this Microsoft product, what Bill Gates had just done. He sat there waiting, yeah. He comes to put on the presentation on the screen. What happens, video? The screen doesn't work. It doesn't come on. So everyone's laughing and joking. And Bill Gates was so calm, he cracked and he made a few jokes out of it. And he said, we're sorry about this, and we will get back to this, and we will make sure that this doesn't happen again. And everybody laughed and clapped. And some people come on. They're like professional speakers. They're like presentations, and some people come on and shared other aspects of Microsoft. But what I liked about Bill Gates, he took full responsibility for what happened on that day. And with that full responsibility he'd taken, he made sure that that would never happen again. And he made sure he correct the problem to say, how can we overcome that? So that, again, is amazing about how important it is that when you're doing anything like an event, and we all do events, that we have the right people who know exactly what they're doing at that event. Nobody can be late. Everything's got to be working like a switch clock or like a clock. If the clock doesn't work, the hands don't move and nothing, the time doesn't focus with us. So everything has to be in place, ticking and moving and moving to make an event very, very successful. So you need all the people in place to help that event. You don't want people letting you down. That builds trust, because then you get to learn other skills as well of what people have done at that event. And you can learn from them as well. Does that make sense, Marie? Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So in order to create collaboration, what steps can we take, and what should be looking out for so that we choose the right collaborator, and how each side of the collaboration can benefit from working together?
It's a very good question, Maria. The first thing we need to do, and you know that, Maria, in anything what you do, is you have to do the research. You have to research the people who you know like what you do, what can support what you do, have the experience of what you can do, have the skills of what you can do. So it's really important to do the research on the person you want to work with. And when I mean research, you need to check out, is that person genuine? Is that person trustworthy? Is that person successful? Has he run businesses before? Does he have the skills? Has he got a good testimonial record? Has he got good recognition from other people? Is he sincere? Does he care? And does he have the passion to support what it is that you want to do? So it's really important to do the due diligence on the person that you're working with. Research them up, check them in the search engine. You know, a search engine on the internet, you can find anything on there. Check company's house, have a look about their history, see if they've had other companies, see if they've gone bankrupt, see if they've got any criminal or records or, you know, county court judgment cases against them. Are they genuine? It's really important. So we have to do that research, Maria, and we can do that in a number of ways. Maybe speak to people who might know about these companies or know about this brand you want to work with. Talk with people and ask them, are they credible? Are they worthy to work with? So we have to do that research, and we have to do the marketing as well. Strict marketing on the people who are doing exactly what we're doing. So we have to know our audience, Maria. We have to know our competition. We have to know who's out there doing maybe, obviously not the exact thing, because we always want to do something better, but who are doing similar tasks or ventures or business ideas than what we have. So we can work and collaborate and communicate with them. I think that's really important. They're the first steps that you have to do. And it may be that you might interview a few companies or a few people, but make sure you do the research thoroughly and don't rush into anything. Take your time, step by step.
Thank you very much. On collaboration, once more, what type of niche? Do we need to have a specific niche in order to collaborate with someone, or can we collaborate at any level with anyone?
Very, very good question, Maria. And you can do what you feel is in your heart, what you feel you'd like to do. I believe that you can do either of them, Maria. You can still be successful. I think sometimes it's easier when a business is established to take that business by its horns and make it better or make it bigger or expand it. That is very feasible, and a lot of people do that. Sometimes when we're doing something niche and we're starting something new, that takes a lot more time and a lot more patience. It can take years. We've got to think about our logos, our trademarks, our branding, patents, getting the information out there, who believes in what we're doing. You have to go through a lot of rigorous specification and specific checks on what it is that we're doing. So when you're building a niche, it may take a long time. You might not make a lot of money in your first 5 to 6, 7 years, but the niche is that you know in your heart it's going to work. You've done your research to know that nobody else is doing it. Depending on what you want to do, if you want to do your own niche, look to see if anybody's doing it. If they're not, you could be on the winner. And look to see if people are doing it. And if they are, that doesn't matter. You can always expand or grow someone else's business or add to it. So that's really important, Maria. So either one, what you want to do, Maria, you can become very successful at it. But when you're building a new niche or a new business, I believe, Maria, it can take you a long time because you have to get everything in place and people behind you to work with you. And you know what you say, Maria, when you built a business or an empire, it's more rewarding, you have more value with it to know that you created it yourself and you built it up and you've made it into the business what it is. You feel more satisfaction, more gratitude, more appreciation for actually doing what you've done, persevering and putting all that time and effort in.
Yes, thank you for that, Frankie. It is very valuable. I would like to just tell you a little bit about a joint venture that I have just recently created with one of our Dolphin Global Network members.
Amazing. Please tell.
We are actually agreed to joint venture on retreats, coaching retreats.
I know that, man.
And our first retreat will be next month in November 21, which will be one-day retreat. And to be honest with you, it is something which can be very rewarding in many ways. It can be rewarding financially, and it can be rewarding emotionally, because when you are working with someone who has more experience, for example, in the same line of business, in creating events, you are actually able to learn from each other. And we have a saying in my language, where there is two heads, there is always better than one.
Exactly.
So two people is not one person. Therefore, the strength and the reach is much greater. And joint venture can be far more profitable in the long run than going it alone.
Amazing.
So this is one of the reasons I love doing joint ventures and collaboration. On the small level of collaboration, I think the example I would like to bring is what we do in our Thursday evening meetings, where we have a group of people who have got the same goal, who have got the same tools and the same idea, only different niches. And I'm talking here about YouTube channels. We have a group of amazing people from all over the world meeting together every single week, reviewing each other's videos, watching videos of successful YouTube channel owners, receiving the tips, but also sharing our own experience and helping to promote each other every single day. And I think this is the biggest beauty of collaboration, is the ability to edify someone else every single day and receive edification from other people. So sharing the knowledge, sharing the wisdom, and reviewing, giving each other tips and points, guidance, and even so much as doing videos. What we are doing right now is a brilliant collaboration. And every single step that is done with someone else's help, guidance, suggestions, opinions, is giving us the ability to improve, is giving us the ability to learn, and is giving us the ability to connect to the like-minded people who are doing exactly the same. They perhaps share the struggles that we have. But the beauty of it is that we have so many benefits out of it. And if only it is that we are meeting someone on regular basis and exchanging information, then be it. This is amazing. And I really, really highly recommend collaboration and joint ventures to everyone. Frankie, what do you think? Can you elaborate on what I said?
Put that any clearer, Maria, and any precise. What I liked about what Maria said as well, she talked about collaboration and benefits. What comes after benefits, Maria? good fortune. What comes after good fortune? Serendipity.
Yeah.
Synchronicity. Once you start to develop that in your life and in your ventures,
Yes.
start to get real big results, don't you, Maria? You
Oh,
start
yes.
with a bigger audience and people who really care, and people who really trust you. So that's really important to remember about small little steps, what Maria talks about there, what can lead to bigger and even greater steps, you know, and more success in our collaboration with our businesses. So remember that. Really important.
So just to summarize, Frankie, can you tell the audience out there what are the downfalls and what are the benefits of collaborating and joint venture?
I would say, Maria, the downfalls are, I'll start with the downfalls because they're really important. The downfalls are that you've not done the research on who you're collaborating with. The downfalls are can be you've not put the insurances in place, which are really important. The downfall could be you've not got the right agreements in place or the right contract in place. So I think it's really important to do that due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important as well, yeah, to make sure that if you have a downfall or if something goes wrong, that you have the strength and the courage to look at where the problem was, where the failure was, and learn from that failure, because that's how we grow. That is part of our success. So I feel as well, Maria, when you talk about downfalls and you talk about being successful, we have to embrace everything, don't we, Maria?
Yes, absolutely.
Embrace the downfalls of success, the downfalls of success. Business ventures and business isn't about plain sailing. Sometimes it's about riding them waves and riding them.
Yes.
That's how we learn how to save and get better. That's how we get stronger.
Very true.
Benefits of collaboration means that you can learn so much from each other. You can push each other to bigger heights. You've got two heads, like Maria said before, rather than one head thinking about certain tasks. And once you build trust and genuine friendship and relationship between two people, and they know that you can work together to solve an amazing solution and a problem to your business, you start to grow and learn from each other. You start to take bolder risks. You start to build self-confidence and belief. It shows in you, it comes out of you. You become more happier. You smile a lot more. You're more positive to meet people. You have a radiance, as I call it, the ready, red glow. You have this radiance around you where, there's Maria, there's Frankie, there's John Butler, you know, and they attracted to that presence because they see as a role model, as a go-to person to help them solve a solution, or somebody can give them information. So it's really, that is really important, Maria, and a good question, to look at the downfalls. Even when we have a product or a brand, but sometimes we look at the positive things of our brand. And Maria made a good point. Let's look at the downfalls. Let's look at what could go wrong. And if this did go wrong, what would we do? What would the plan B be?
Yes. So the good question that follows is, do you have a plan B? And everyone should have this question constantly at the back of their head, because it is important to know. And if we are shying away from collaboration or joint ventures, there might be a time where we will have to make that decision and get ready to do it. If someone doesn't want to do it now, that's fine, because that is their decision. But if someone is really looking to grow, someone is really looking to make changes to their business, joint ventures and collaborations are the best way to do it, because you save on money, so you may not have to borrow. You may not have to even think of finances. If you have intellectual property that you can put as a part of your involvement, that's even better. So there is so many ways that we can do joint ventures, that we can collaborate. All we need really is willingness to do it, and just be willing to collaborate and learn from the joint ventures. Frankie, one last message from yourself to the audience on collaboration and joint venture, please.
Maria, thank you so much, Maria. Joint ventures and collaborations can be amazing task for you both to do, where you can grow and learn and develop and experience so much success. Remember, you have to keep riding them waves, you have to keep learning from making mistakes and failures. But remember, because you always have bills and stuff to pay. So don't get yourself into too much of a downward spiral that you cannot get yourself out of it. Please, because this can affect your mental state and your mental health. And you can start having negative and irrational thoughts. And we don't want that. So please, in other words, don't take on too much. Know what you can take on and know what you can do, you can achieve. Always check in on yourself and on your joint venture business partner. Be open, be honest, be sincere, and be precise, and get tasks, targets, and deadlines done consistently. Get that business plan 100% professional. Get as much support as you can, and step by step build on something of credibility and of success. And when people believe in and plug into what it is that you're doing, you might be surprised that there might be more people out there more willing to help and support what it is that you are actually doing. So please be brave, be courageous, but be careful. Plan, and make sure you have that plan B in place when anything goes wrong or the hiccups and the hurdles come along, because we all have them. So be prepared.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Frankie Kingston. And I would like to add that we can all go so far on our own, but we cannot achieve everything on our own. We need help. We need also education. So if we can joint venture with someone who is more experienced, more knowledgeable, more skilled, if we can collaborate with someone like this, our success is imminent. So stay focused, joint venture, collaborate, and make your business and make your life successful. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button below and share the video with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Frankie. And we're looking forward to see you in next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.